Tonight on Global TV News Prime, President Tinubu submits the Federal Capital Territory Administration's 2024 budget, seeks consideration by House of Representatives. Tinubu urges states to implement a wage award for workers. On the foreign scene, Hungarian Prime Minister says Trump will not give a penny to Ukraine. And in sports, Nicholas Jackson turns down Chelsea's number 9 shirt. Hello and welcome to all our viewers in Nigeria and around the world to News Prime on Global Television. We're live in Nigeria's capital, Abuja. I'm William Mofwebe. Tonight, we'll begin with some unfortunate news that there has been a fire outbreak at a popular Wuse market in the central area of Abuja, the Federal Capital Territory. Eyewitnesses say the fire incident occurred following a fracas between Abuja Revenue Collection Task Force and traders at the market, resulting in the unfortunate death of a trader. The situation reportedly escalated as marketers resisted the enforcement measures of the task force team and what they termed unjust police action.
Somebody they hawk for this Nigeria where we don't suffer. Whether you peace, that's what they catch you. Whether you urinate, whether you the hawk, that's what they catch us. Wait. That's what they catch us. They go here and arrest the boy. The boy alone, they pursue him, go kill him. Zone 4. Go kill him. Kill him. They come here, they fall there. The only thing where police go do, police go blow tear gas. Now tear gas come they cut all the whole fire where they have now police.
I believe that if the market is given to the right people to handle, this matter will not trigger in this form. That is the issue of the matter.
What happened today, we say, don't tell what task force they do. Every Tuesday, task force to arrest people and carry them go court, from court to prison. The boy no come anybody wrong. That is fire and shoot the same police, prison warders are dead one. We are here now begging the government to come and see what is going on. If they didn't help, they can help for the billions of naira that go on. So may assist. May man wake have something that is doing. No go enter road, begin they do 1 or 2. And it's not good for somebody that have something doing before. Come to the last. It's not possible. You must find something to feed the family. I beg.
FCT Police Commissioner Bennett Igwe also reacted to the incident.
The situation now is the fire has been brought under control. We are happy that it's only few cars that are bought, and you can see it's about 3-4 shops that are bought. So we are curtailing the spirit of the matter. How will we be able to and we have not come to the root for now until let us finish the fire. We will now find out what has happened. That's why I've been here.
Global Television will continue to follow the developments for you as it unfolds. Let's talk about other stories tonight. President Bola Tinubu has appealed to 36 state governors of the Federation to begin paying the wage awards to workers pending the determination of the new minimum wage to reduce the hardship of the economy on the people. The president noted that if the state had implemented the wage awards, it would provide much needed relief without causing inflationary pressures. The president assured that the student loans and other economic measures would soon commence, noting that steps are being taken by the government to relieve citizens of hunger. President Bola Tinubu has submitted the 2024 budget for the Federal Capital Territory Administration, FCTA, to the House of Representatives for consideration and passage. The letter seeking the passage of the budget was read on the floor of the House during plenary session on Tuesday. It was, however, silent on the estimates. The letter stated that the proposal has been prepared on the basis of the FCTA revenue and expenditure focus and is in line with the fiscal and development policy of the federal government and the renewed hope agenda of the President Bola Tinubu-led administration. After reading the letter, Speaker Abbas Tajuddin, who presided over plenary, directed that the request be forwarded through the Committee on Appropriation for deliberation ahead of its budget passage. President Bola Tinubu has flagged off the food security and agricultural mechanization program in Niger State, emphasizing that his administration remains committed to ensuring food sufficiency and protecting local industries for sustainable economic growth. The project, an initiative of the Niger State government, is for the deployment of cutting-edge agricultural machinery and technology for large-scale agro-value chain development in the state. Kikelamo Okere has details.
Speaking at the inauguration, President Tinubu says the event represents another step in the food security and agricultural mechanization agenda, declaring that Nigeria must enhance its capacity to feed its people and have enough food for export, while reiterating commitment in providing a comprehensive program that will solve the food security problem. President Tinubu urged subnational government as an immediate intervention measures to implement wage award in their state to complement the effort of the federal government in easing the burden of the citizen, pending when the minimum wage is increased.
And if all of you, I'm glad I'm facing Abdurrahman, have been paying the wages award pending the determination of new salary wage. Let all the subnationals start paying that. Let them. The wage award plus whatever they are taking now, and the wage award will relieve the public. Please.
Speaking on the student loan program, President Tinubu says there will be unemployment benefit for the graduates, adding that the social security benefit for the elderly and the vulnerable will commence.
The student loan program will commence. The social security program for the elderly and vulnerable will commence. We are fine-tuning all of that area. We are going to relieve people of hunger.
Appreciating the president for honoring his invitation and inaugurating the facility, Governor Mohammed Umar Bago says 4 states, Benue, Kogi, Kwara and Lagos State had already signed a memorandum of understanding on building partnership for the development of agriculture, adding that agriculture is key to addressing the challenges in critical sector of the economy.
Our commitment to addressing the challenges in critical sectors of our economy, and we shall seize every opportunity for the attainment of the growth and engender prosperity for the people of our beloved state and by extension our dear country Nigeria. On road infrastructure, to address these challenges and establish efficient road infrastructure and cost-effective and secure movement of goods and services, the state government embarked on an ambitious initiative to rehabilitate and expand some federal roads that have implications for the evacuation of agricultural produce.
We are on a conversation and ensuring that your vision at producing the required food security for this country is on track. And for us is to continue to do a peer review to ensure that we can adequately feed our citizens, produce more than enough for them.
The Minister of Agriculture and Food Security, Senator Abubakar Kyari, disclosed that the federal government had signed an agreement with the Brazilian government and German-Dutch Bank Group as financier of a facility of €995 million for the Green Imperative Program, which will provide mechanization hub across the 774 local government area in Nigeria when implemented. He added that the Green Hope Initiative is another veritable platform the federal government is deploying to ultimately change the deficit narrative in the Nigerian agricultural mechanization space. While in Niger State, President Tinubu also visited former Nigerian head of state, General Ibrahim Badamasi Babangida and General Abdulsalami Abubakar, with whom he had fruitful discussion concerning the advancement of the nation. Kikelamo Okere, Global Television News.
Vice President Kashif Shettima says President Bola Tinubu is aware that Nigeria has challenges and would never apportion blame but take responsibility, assuring Nigerians that the president has citizens on his mind. The Vice President assured that the government would neither deny the challenges in the country nor apportion blame, but rather accept responsibility and would find solutions. The Vice President made the statement during his remark at a book launch titled Beating All Odds, Diaries and Essays on How Bola Tinubu Became President. Shetima, who was special guest of honor at the occasion, described Tinubu as a man of courage and conviction, noting that the president took the bull by the horns by withdrawing the fuel subsidy and collapsing the multiple exchange rates regime. The alleged budget pardon by the Senate and its opposed implementation by the President Bola Tinubu administration seemed to be causing a huge division in the nation's upper legislative chamber. Senator Abdul Ningi, who represents Bauchi Central, had told reporters in an interview he granted in Hausa language with a foreign media prompted the argument of whether the government is implementing the 28.7 trillion naira budget as passed or 25 trillion as reported. Ningi, however, maintained that he did not say that the president led was operating two budgets. Queen Agaba has the rest of the report.
The budget, which Onanuga seems to have dwelt on. I say we have established beyond reasonable doubt about 25 trillion so far has nexus in the budget. That means there is money, and then there is project, and then there is location. Money, project, location. But we are yet to ascertain 3 trillion of that budget. We have established the 3 trillion in the budget. We have not established its location.
Not long after Senator Ningi left the podium, his Ondo State counterpart, Jimoh Ibrahim, mounted and called on the federal government and police to charge Ningi with misinformation. He insisted that the claims by the Bauchi Central Senator were worrisome, totally untrue, divisive, and amounts to criminal misinformation.
Approve only one appropriation act for 2024 and we never approved two. The presidency of Nigeria cannot operate two budgets. They can only operate within the existence of the Appropriation Act of 2024. My distinguished brother, Senator Ningi, made this false information and is unacceptable, is causing uncomfortable pains to our integrity.
The presidency had on Sunday described as false a claim by Senator Ningi that the federal government is operating two versions of the 2024 budget. According to a statement by Special Advisor to the President on Information and Strategy, Bayo Ononuga, the senators claimed that the National Assembly passed 25 trillion naira as the 2024 budget is false, adding that 28.7 trillion naira was passed and signed into law by President Bola Tinubu. For Global Television, Queen Agaba reporting.
In the meantime, the Senate has suspended Senator Abdul Ningi for 3 months over his claim that the 2024 budget was padded to the tune of 3.7 trillion naira. Ningi, a member of the People's Democratic Party, the PDP, is the chairman, Senate Committee on Population, and represents Bauchi Central. While the parties called for a probe into the allegation, some northern senators disowned the claims made by Ningi, saying the Bauchi state senator did not speak for them. Ningi, however, maintained his position that the 3.7 trillion naira could not be accounted for in the 2024 budget. Similarly, there was uproar in the Senate over the revelation that ranking senators had received 500 million naira each for projects. Senator Jarigbe Agam Jarigbe of the People's Democratic Party, the PDP, representing Cross River North, had revealed this during a Senate session that ranking senators received a sum of 500 million naira each. The senator revealed this while speaking during the plenary as their upper legislative chamber discussed Senator Olamilekun Adeola's motion on breach of privilege by Senator Ningi. In a related development, the Nigerian Senate has inaugurated an ad hoc committee to probe the administration of former President Muhammadu Buhari over the 30 trillion naira ways and means advances from the Central Bank of Nigeria, CBN, which was approved by the 9th National Assembly. The National Assembly says probing ways and means through which the current economic hardship came to be is imperative in order to ascertain why citizens have been plunged into crippling deprivation. Kikelemo Okeri tells us more.
Inaugurating the committee in Abuja, President of the Senate, Godswill Akpabio, noted that unraveling the mystery behind the advances remained key in understanding the country's present predicament.
With the investigation of the ways and means of about 30 trillion, including the expenses or otherwise, utilization, success or failures of the Anchor Borrowers Program. To the members of this esteemed committee, I implore you to approach your responsibilities with the utmost sense of patriotism, professionalism, and integrity. Your scrutiny or investigation demands impartiality and fairness.
According to Akpabio, the successes of the investigative panel hinges on collaboration, cooperation, and steadfast commitment for the benefit of Nigerians. It charged the committee to leave no stone unturned in pursuit of truth about 30 trillion naira ways and means loan advances.
Aside personal and partisan interests, focusing solely on the task at hand. By working harmoniously with the executive and all interest groups, we can ensure that the ways and means, so-called, and utilized in the country, even the one in the past, and if it should ever occur again, are managed prudently, efficiently, and in accordance with the laws of the nation.
Responding, Chairman of the 17-member committee, Senator Issa Jibril, assured that the probe will be carried out with precision to a logical conclusion.
Your Excellency, the implication of this is that Nigerians are waiting for the result of this investigation. I want to assure you that we are going to carry out this assignment expeditiously, but without any form of compromise. We are going to carry out this assignment expeditiously without any form of compromise. That I am assuring you.
The ad hoc committee has 6 weeks to investigate 30 trillion naira ways and means advances and 10 trillion naira expended on the Anchor Borrowers Program among the intervention programs. Kikelemo Okeri, Global Television News.
Commonwealth nations are countries with diverse cultures, languages, and traditions that were once part of the British Empire, which have historical ties and political affiliations. This theme, One Resilient Common Future, Transforming Our Commonwealth. The Commonwealth Society of Nigeria is calling on youth's involvement and investment in accessible and equitable educational opportunities at the annual conference held in the Federal Capital Territory, Abuja. Fozia Lukman has more.
With the objectives of promoting the understanding of the nature and workings of the Commonwealth and of the factors which shape the lives of people and the policies of government in Nigeria, the Commonwealth Society of Nigeria holds an annual conference in commemorating the day with awards of service to humanity and ambassadors for the Renewed Hope administration in the northern part of the country. Musa A. Abubakar, the Secretary General of the Commonwealth Society of Nigeria, acknowledged the Northern Ambassador while calling on peace, unity, and togetherness.
Our topic of our lecture today talk about Renew Hope, peace, unity, progress, and development. And we invite young people from northern parts of Nigeria because what we are talking about is mainly in the northern part of Nigeria. That's why we invite 10 youth from each state, and we commission them as Renew Hope ambassador.
Speaking to journalists on the presentation of awards to the Federal Road Safety Corps, Sabitu Abdu, the unit commander, praised the selfless act, while Madu Chimeze, one of the awardees, called on youth involvement.
Madu is a junior staff, but he has distinguished himself in providing selfless service to humanity.
I was just doing my work as well as supposed to do it. I want to tell every of the youth should work hard. Whatever thing that you are doing, just do it good.
Emphasizing on the betterment of lives for the future through business, Meritorious Awardee Honorable Andrew Adama says,
we are in a very critical situation of the country, and I want to tell them that business is the key. Let's see how we can work together to support the government of the day for a betterment of our own tomorrow.
Representing the governor of Gombe State, the Commissioner of Youth and Sport, Adamu Inuwa Ibrahim, appreciates the Northern Youth ambassadorial appointment.
When we go back now, as we see so many knowledge, we gathered so many knowledge. When we get back, we will encourage our youth to put more effort and participate in any applications, made it online or whatever, so that they will feel it and have the opportunity to participate in the Commonwealth ahead activities that will come.
Highlight of the day was the quiz session with the youth and the presentation of the awards. Fauziya Lukman, Global TV News.
The Senior Staff Association of Nigerian Universities and the Non-Academic Staff Union declared a 7-day warning strike to protest their withheld 4-month salary. The unions declared the warning strike in Abuja following a meeting of their Joint Action Committee in Akure, Ondo State capital, last Thursday and Friday. SANU National President Mohammed Ibrahim, who read the communique of the meeting to journalists, said the action became necessary as the federal government had refused to pay them the 4-month salaries as withheld as a result of their nationwide strike in 2022. The federal government recently released the withheld 4-month salary to the Academic Staff Union of Universities, which was also on strike in 2022. However, it ignored SANU and NASU. Kaduna-based Islamic cleric Sheikh Ahmad Gumi has revealed his intention to dialogue with bandits who abducted about 287 skilled children from Kuriga Government Secondary and Leah Primary Schools in the Chikon local government area of the state. Gumi said this in a bid to facilitate the release of the abducted school children should President Bola Tinubu give him the opportunity to negotiate. According to the prominent Islamic scholar, Tinubu must not repeat the mistake made by former President Muhammadu Buhari, who refused to dialogue with bandits. The bandits invaded the Kuriga area of the Chikon local government area of Kaduna State, shooting at their victims before taking away at least 280 of the pupils and teachers from both schools. You're watching News Prime, coming to you live from Nigeria's capital, Abuja. We're on Star Times, channel 276. Kindly follow us on all social media platforms using Global TVNG and other handles now showing on your screen. When News Prime returns, electricity distribution company workers' strike causes blackouts in 4 northern states. These and other stories coming right after this short break. Do stay with us. This is Global Television bringing you a live broadcast of News Prime with Uyi Agmofwebe. Thank you for staying with us. Let's go to the foreign scene now, where a team of experts from the International Civil Aviation Organization, the United Nations agency that regulates the global aviation industry, has arrived to Nigeria to carry out security audits of the Murtala Mohammed International Airport, Lagos, and then Nnamdi Azikiwe International Airport, Abuja. The audit will cover critical aviation security areas such as in-flight security, passenger and baggage security, acts of unlawful interference, facilitation, legislation, training, quality control function, operations and cargo, as well as mail and catering. Away from Africa now, Brooklyn preacher Lamomila Whitehead was found guilty in the federal court of wire fraud, attempted extortion, and lying to the FBI. according to the Associated Press, following a trial that commenced late last month in federal court in Manhattan, New York. 47-year-old Miller Whitehead was found guilty on 5 counts. Prosecutors alleged that Miller Whitehead had deceived a parishioner into surrendering $90,000 from her retirement savings, falsely promising to secure housing for her and investing the remainder in his real estate ventures. Instead, they claimed he squandered the funds on luxury goods and clothing. Prosecutors argued that he exaggerated his connections to Mayor Eric Adams and succumbed to greed, letting greed overtake him as he looted a parishioner's retirement savings and tried to extort a businessman to fuel his lavish lifestyle. And in business, Senate President Godswill Akpabio has charged the panel members investigating the 30 trillion naira ways and means loans secured from the Godwin Emefiele-led Central Bank of Nigeria by the federal government not to leave any stone unturned, saying the panel must unravel everything about the facility. The panel was also charged to probe the over 1 trillion naira anchor borrowers program of the CBN under the immediate past administration. While inaugurating the 17-member ad hoc committee probing the 30 trillion naira obtained during the former President Muhammadu Buhari's administration, Akpabio charged the committee to spend 6 weeks in carrying out the exercise. Minister of Power Adebayo Adelabu has recommended capital punishment for any offender arrested in connection with the practice of vandalism. The minister expressed worry over the spate of vandalization of power equipment across the country, coupled with the practice of power thefts. This is as the Transmission Company of Nigeria, TCN, said electricity has been restored to Kano 1 day after a fire broke out at the Danagundi substation that disrupted power supply to some parts of the city. Speaking in Abuja during a meeting with old and new heads of power agencies in Nigeria, the minister blamed the ugly trend coupled with low gas supply for the epileptic power in the country. Meanwhile, power distributors that rejects electricity allocated to them by the Transmission Company of Nigeria, TCN, will be dealt with severely going forward. That's according to the federal government. It also revealed that in the next 3 to 6 months, it would ramp up power generation and supply to between 6,000 and 6,500 megawatts. Minister of Power Adebayo Adelabu, who disclosed this in Abuja before commencing a meeting with heads of agencies under his ministry, also disclosed that the federal government was subsidizing the electricity bills of consumers nationwide by about 65%. According to him, what the country is witnessing currently with respect to power supply is not acceptable, adding that the situation is getting worse, and in the last 2 to 3 weeks, the level of power supply to Nigerians has not been good enough. Still staying in the power sector, workers of the Kaduna Electricity Distribution Company have embarked on an industrial action, leaving residents of Kaduna, Sokoto, Zamfara, and Kebbi states in darkness. The workers, under the aegis of the Nigerian Union of Electricity Employees, commenced an indefinite strike after staging a protest over what they termed unjust treatment by the management of the company. The workers were aggrieved over 6 years unremitted pension, non-payments of the death benefit of deceased staff of the company, non-payment of exit package, the unjust sack of 7 staff of the firm in Zaria, and an alleged plan to sack over 1,000 workers of the company, among others. The Nigerian National Petroleum Company Limited, NNPCL, has appealed to the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, EFCC, to help tackle the menace of crude oil theft in the country, stating that no one is ready to invest in the oil sector due to the menace. The Group Chief Executive Officer of the company, Medekari, made the appeal at an interactive session with the Executive Chairman of the Commission, Ola Olukoyede, at the NNPC Towers in Abuja. In a statement by the NNPCL spokesperson Olufemi Shoneye, the company's helmsman was said to have spoken about the efforts by the company to eradicate corruption from its system, to stem crude oil theft and pipeline vandalism. The federal government says it has rolled out a presidential conditional grant scheme to empower nano businesses as part of the presidential palliative program. According to a statement by the Bank of Industry, the scheme offers grants without repayment obligations to eligible small business owners operating in various sectors such as trading, food services, ICT, transportation, creatives, and artisans. The PCGS targets 70% women and youth, 10% people with disabilities, and 5% senior citizens, with the remaining 15% distributed to other demographics. By focusing on this overlooked group of business owners, the program seeks to unlock the potential of Nigeria's burgeoning entrepreneurial ecosystem to drive sustainable economic development at the grassroots level. Kikelomo Okere has more on business.
Hello and welcome to Business Report on Prime News. Nigeria's trade with African countries has yet to reach pre-COVID-19 levels, despite implementing the African Continent Free Trade Area Agreement in 2021. The data from the latest Foreign Trade Report of the National Bureau of Statistics reveals a slow recovery in Nigerian trade with other African countries. Although there has been a progressive trend from the pandemic slump, the trade volumes have yet to eclipse the pre-COVID-19 zenith, casting a shadow on the effectiveness of the AFCFTA agreement in catalyzing a robust trade recovery. The breakdown analysis shows that in 2019, the import trade figure was 1.11 trillion naira, while exports saw at 3.92 trillion naira, accumulating a total trade of 5.03 trillion naira. This period represents a high watermark for Nigerian trade within the continent, according to data presented by NBS. The Nigerian Data Protection Commission signed a Memorandum of Understanding with the Small and Medium Enterprises Development Agency of Nigeria, SMEDAN, a bolster data protection initiative among the 40 million SMEs in the country. The MOU establishes a framework for collaboration, including the formation of a working group to focus on capacity building in data protection. This initiative aims to educate SMEs on adopting appropriate technical and organizational measures towards safeguarding data privacy. The federal government has disclosed plans to increase the country's power generation from around 4,000 megawatts to 6,005 megawatts in the next 5 to 6 months. The Minister of Power, Adebayo Adelabu, disclosed this while meeting with agencies, heads and stakeholders in the Nigerian power industry. According to him, the current 4,000 megawatts of power generation is not acceptable. He attributed the low power generation to gas supply issues, noting that from the power generation companies he had visited, the capacity to do 6,000 megawatts is present. The minister stated that the Ministry of Power and its subordinate agencies are working around the clock to rectify the situation swiftly. He emphasized their commitment not to resting until stable electricity is attained, noting that the convened meeting aimed to tackle the problem within the power sector. Adelabu highlighted President Bola Ahmed Tinubu's administration dedication to identify and resolving the underlying issues to ensure a reliable electricity supply for consumers. Kikelomo Okere, Global Television News.
Thank you so very much, Kikelomo. In entertainment, controversial actor Yul Edochie has stated that he is not married to his second wife, Judy Austin. He made these statements in response to a lawsuit filed against him by his ex-wife, May Edochie. May Edochie accused her husband of adultery and filed for divorce. Yul told the court that his connection with Judy Austin was all about skit making. He stated that there is no legally recognized union between them. May's legal team, led by Emeka Ogoye of Due Process Advocates, said in a statement that the ongoing case at the FCC High Court in Abuja, scheduled for a hearing on March 5, suffered an unexpected setback when the court session did not proceed, which Yul and Judy claimed credit for. Afrobeat superstar Tems has been announced as the winner of the Outstanding International Song for Me and You at the 2024 NAACP Image Awards, which were held virtually. Davido and Loj got the awardees list for being featured on Chris Brown's Sensational, which won the Outstanding Duo, Group or Collaboration Contemporary Award. Meanwhile, Chris Brown and Victoria Monet were the biggest winners at the 5th Image Awards with 2 awards each. Brown won Outstanding Duo, Group or Collaboration Contemporary for his hit Sensational featuring Davido and Loj, and Outstanding Duo, Group or Collaboration Traditional for his featured role on Ciara's How We Roll. Quite epic. Let's get some excitement from the world of sports now. Nigeria's Rivers United have been handed a tough tie against the defending champions USM Alger of Algeria in the 2023-2024 CAF Confederation Cup quarter-final fixture. Rivers United came from a goal down against Ghana's Dreams AFC to navigate their way into the Confederation Cup quarter-finals after securing a late 2-1 win. In the game, Dream AFC went ahead against the run of play in Uyo when Abdulaziz Isha found the net in the 40th minute. Rivers United fought back to equalize in the 61st minute through a Cheta deputy to put the score at 1-1. Leading the line for Chelsea is by no means easy. Enough have tried and failed, from Romelu Lukaku and Fernando Torres to Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang and Alvaro Morata, all of whom wore the number 9 shirt, which is considered cursed in the corridors of their Cobham training ground. Jackson had the chance to take that number when he arrived from Villarreal, but declined, despite having sported it for Senegal. It left Chelsea as one of a handful of Premier League clubs without a designated number 9, the others being Aston Villa, Tottenham, Newcastle, and Wolves. Jackson instead opted for the unorthodox number 15, instead the same number worn by Didier Drogba when he first arrived at Chelsea. Away from soccer now, boxing legend late Muhammad Ali, famously known as the Greatest, will be inducted into the WWE Hall of Fame class of 2024 ahead of this year's WrestleMania festivities in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania on April 5. That's according to foreign news outlets. Ali, a 3-time world heavyweight boxing champion and Olympic gold medalist, captivated audiences worldwide. His influence transcended sports, as his work as an activist, artist, and personality established him as a renowned figure. For more on sport now, Anthony Momodu is standing by.
Despite a late 1-0 win against South Sudan in the ongoing African Games, the Flying Eagles of Nigeria failed to convince many of their abilities in their campaign. The match, which took place on Monday night at the Accra Sports Stadium, saw Charles Agada squander 2 goal-scoring opportunities late in the game. Although Sadiq Isiaka's penalty secured victory for Nigeria, there are concerns about their midfield and attack's inability to connect with passes. The result against South Sudan means the Flying Eagles moved to second position in Group B standings. Ladambozo's men are behind the Hippos of Uganda, who have 6 points from 2 games after beating Senegal 1-0 in the other group game clash. Nigeria will face Senegal on Friday with only a draw required to ensure qualification for the semi-finals. However, post-game reports suggest concerns about the team's ability to progress through the group stage, especially given a lack of confidence in the front line. Africa's top-ranked team, Nigeria, will host reigning African champion South Africa in the first leg of the Women's Olympic Football Tournament final qualifying fixture at the MKO Abiola National Stadium, Abuja, April 5th, according to the Confederation of African Football. The encounter will kick off at 4 p.m. with Algeria's Gada Mihat named as referee. Mihat's compatriots will be in the roles of assistant referee 1 and 4 officials, respectively. 4 days later in South Africa at a venue to be decided. According to CAF, Tunisian official Dossa Ghanouti will be the referee for the fixture. With an impressive display of athleticism and prowess, Team Nigeria created a huge impression in the ongoing African Games 2023, shooting up to the top 4 on the medals table. With 7 gold medals won on Sunday, Nigerian athletes demonstrated their superiority as they bid to finish well overall. As of press time, Nigeria is currently placed 4th on the medals table, with 30 medals in total, comprising of 10 gold, 7 silver, and 30 bronze medals. Egypt, Algeria, and South Africa are placed 1st, 2nd, and 3rd with 73, 47, and 39 medals, respectively. On the wrestling mat, Team Nigeria continued its golden streak with Mercy Genesis' season victory in the women's 50-kilogram freestyle event, overpowering her Egyptian opponent Nadal Mohammed with dominating 7-0 performance. Christiana Ogunsoya added to the haul with a commanding 11-0 victory over her Ivorian counterpart Bakayoko in the 53 division. Adekuroye Odunayo, a 3-time Commonwealth champion, demonstrated her mastery by securing gold in the 57 kilograms finals with a lightning-fast victory over Zainab Hussein, triumphing in just 24 seconds. Esther Kolawole, making her debut in the African Games, showcased her impressive wrestling skills. The legendary Blessing Oborodudu, a multiple African champion and Olympic silver medalist, continued to etch her name in history by clinching Nigeria's 5th gold medal after a commanding performance against her Cameroonian opponent Ngiri in the 68-kilogram finals. Completing a remarkable medal sweep was Hannah Ruben, who wrestled her way to victory in the fiercely contested 76-kilogram category. Meanwhile, Sukurat Ayela Bigan, a current student of Ekiti State University, has won a silver medal for Nigeria's female table tennis team. The female Yellow Greens have vowed to come back stronger and make a claim for the bronze medal in the women's cricket event at the ongoing African Games in Ghana when they take on Uganda in the third-place match at the Achimota Cricket Oval on Wednesday. Nigeria lost the second semi-final by 5 wickets on Monday after going shoulder-to-shoulder against a test nation Zimbabwe. Captain Blessing Etim won the toss and elected to bat against the 13th-ranked nation in the world, but that didn't quite go well in the first innings as they were limited to 74 runs for the loss of 9 wickets in 20 overs. And that's how we call it a wrap on the Sports News Update. I am Anthony Momodu.
As we end News Prime here tonight, let's take a look again at some of our top stories. President Tinubu has submitted FCTA 2024 budget and sought consideration by the House of Representatives. Tinubu has urged states to implement a wage award for workers on the foreign scene. And in sports, we told you Nicholas Jackson has turned down Chelsea's number 9 shirt. And that's it on News Prime, and it came to you live from Nigeria's capital, Abuja. We are on Star Times, channel 276. Kindly follow us across all social media platforms using @Global TV NG and other handles now showing on your screen. I'm Uyag Mofwe. Thank you so very much on behalf of the team here at Global Television Abuja for watching. We'll see you again.